Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, action continues now in the Quest Super Middleweight Division. So please put your hands together and welcome our first fighter into the arena. Please make some noise for Harry Van Biene.
Starting from the bottom, now we're here. Starting from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Starting from the bottom, now we're here. Starting from the bottom, now the whole team here. Nigga, starting from the bottom, now we're here. Starting from the bottom, now the whole team here. Nigga, starting from the bottom, now we're here. Starting from the bottom, now the whole team fucking here. I can pick it right from the jump.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, we welcome his opponent into the arena. To the red corner, please make some noise for Dave Keet. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, our next battle of the evening. So introducing to you first, standing in and boxing out of the blue corner tonight, representing Oakley's. Please make some noise and welcome Harry Van Biene. And his opponent, standing across the ring, boxing out of the red corner. Tonight, representing a Magic Boxing, please make some noise and welcome Dave Keet. This super middleweight showdown, we fought over 3 at 2 minute rounds. Our referee in charge of the action when the bell rings, Mr. Seamus Dunn.
Next up tonight, we've got the young guns in the super middleweight contest. We've got Harry Van Biene at 19 years of age versus Dave Keet, who's only 18. And this is Harry Van Biene's first ever boxing match. This is his debut tonight, debut on Quest, debut in boxing altogether. He's up against David Keet, who's had 3 fights, 2 wins, 1 loss. So it's not an easy fight for Harry Van Biene to come into.
Yeah, it's going to be, like I say, a tough one, but both well supported, both look confident, and yeah, like I say, we haven't been disappointed the whole night. The whole card so far has just been, from start to finish, competitive, entertaining, exciting fights, and you know, this looks like another sort of addition to that.
Yeah, it looks like this could be a good fight, and just mentioned that Dave Keet, and I asked him, have you got a ring name? He said, yeah, I'm called Super Meat.
Super Meat?
Yeah, and I went, I don't know if I want to know why you're called that, and he went, no, you don't want to know. So I'll leave that up to everyone else's imagination, but I thought I'd mention it anyway, Alan.
I mean, he's not that confident about it because I can't see Super Meat on his shorts, so he's obviously not, he's not wanting to sort of promote it.
Harry Van Biene boxing beautifully, landed some really good shots. He's up against someone, so 3 fights against someone who's had none. That's a big disparity in experience, but it's not phasing Van Biene at all. Lovely shot land there.
I was going to try and differentiate them between sort of, you know, saying they're in the black shorts, but unfortunately both of them have got black shorts. So Harry Van Biene in the blue gloves, making his competitive boxing debut here tonight, up against Dave Keet in the red, and you know, at the moment, you know, very, very evenly matched.
Yeah, they've got both wearing black shorts, both wearing black boots. you could say that differentiate them for their hair colour.
Yeah,
David Keet's got like brown hair, and we've got the strawberry blonde of Van Biene. It's a lovely colour hair he's got going on there. And he's boxed beautifully as well.
I mean, great action.
I'll tell you what, Alan, for a first round of boxing ever, that's not a bad one. He boxed really well there against the more experienced Keet. Landed some excellent shots. Yeah, you can be happy with that.
Yeah, Van Biene's got a nice style. You know, he looks composed. You know, he's a little bit taller than Dave Keet, but he was very relaxed in there for his first ever 2 minutes of boxing, competitive. Very good.
Yeah, really impressive. You never know, do you, when fighters, because they can look fantastic in sparring, and then you get them under the lights, get them in front of the cameras, and they can fall apart. But that's definitely not happening here with Harry Van Biene. He started his boxing career in a very good fashion.
Round 2.
To come out for the second round.
Yeah, and the format as well. I mean, for people who are not familiar with Quest, lovely left hook there from Keet. But you know, the non-title fights, 3 2-minute rounds. You know, you've got to start fast, you've got to finish fast, and there isn't really any opportunity for these fighters to sort of like take a breather, feel the fight out, get into their rhythm. It is literally like a sprint.
Yeah, it's a difficult one because you can give away a round. But that's it. You've only got that one round to give away, so you need to start fast. You need to make sure that you're effective from the first bell to the final bell.
I like what I'm seeing from Keet here. He's come out a different sort of a different animal.
Yeah,
so
he's pressing the action.
Yeah,
he's seen that he's up against it with Harry Van Biene's taller style. They're both the same height, but Van Biene's got a taller style, hasn't he? And
yeah,
he may have slightly longer arms. That's what's happening, isn't it? He's just getting out.
Good shot there from Van Biene. Nice right hand that sort
really
of caught Keet flush.
That's good work there from Keet.
Nice,
yeah,
lovely boxing there from Keet. You know, pumping that jab out, and again slipping the jab. Oh, big shots there from Keet, and you know, you can see that he looks a lot more novice-y now in this round, Van Biene. He looked comfortable in that first round, but you know, Keet's definitely found his groove now.
Yeah, he's made the adjustments that he needed to make, and he's been really effective this round.
And that's a good round there.
Very good round for Keet. Very good round for Keet. And yeah, that's what we're saying there. You can give that one round away, and that's what Keet done there for us in that first round. He gave that round away, or Harry Van Biene took the round off him. But now we're going into the last round we're all to play for. So for me, either one of these could get the nod here.
Yeah, I think Van Biene, he just needs to get a little bit of more needle in there. He needs to really, you know, put something behind those shots. You can see he's got the talent. You know, first fight, boxing well, but he needs a little bit more spite in his work now.
Yeah, he was excellent in that first round. It's not that he didn't box well in that round. He just got outgunned. And Dave Keet, like we said, made the adjustments, and that little bit of experience, having those 3 fights, that's what gives you the ability to do that. Keet's corner saying he knows he's losing, talking about Harry Van Biene, but not for me. I've got it all square going into this last round. So for me, both of them got an opportunity to get the nod in this fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Depends how they approach this one.
You know, they're very, very even, I'd say, in terms of, you know, maybe Keet's got the edge in power a little bit, but he's definitely, I think, sort of a little bit more spite in his work, Keet.
Yeah, this is working well for Van Biene. Dave Keet, he's sort of gone back to boxing on the back foot, but it's not working in his favour.
No.
Van Biene's just doing the basics, really well.
Yeah, just needs to keep sticking that jab out. Doesn't want to lead with the right hand. Just set everything up with that jab. Oh, big shot there from Keet.
Yeah, and 2 good shots back from Van Biene.
A little bit more snap in the work at Keet.
Yeah, this is a really good round of boxing. And for me,
oh, good shot.
For me, Van Biene's sort of gone back to what he was doing in that first round and just getting his shots off. And
oh, lovely left hook there from Van Biene.
Yeah, very good shot. I wonder if Keet had maybe put a little bit too much into that second round.
Yeah, possibly he's maybe sort of like emptied the tank just a little bit, but good shots from both of them. And this is a really, oh!
Yeah, Harry Van Biene walked in to throw a big punch and walked straight onto one. Yeah, good round for me. That is a tight round.
Very tight round.
For me, I'm going to give it to Van Biene because I think from the vast majority of that round, for me, he was in charge. But listen, don't be surprised if this goes the other way. So for me, I've given it to Van Biene by 1 round. But don't be surprised if this goes the other way. That was a fantastic boxing performance from both of them, and a great spectacle for the crowd as well. Really good one to watch.
And I wonder if just sort of like the more aggressive approach from Keet's going to edge it for him is going to be the deciding factor in this fight, because he looked like, you know, he wanted it a little bit more, if that makes sense. I know it's like,
I know what you're saying. But for me, I think in that last round, like I say, for a minute 45 of that last round, spread across the last round, Van Biene was the aggressor. Van Biene was the one that was coming forward. So, listen, I think Dave Keet clearly won the second round. It was a fantastic round of boxing, but the round 1 and round 3 were both close. Round 3 was very close. I've just edged it to Van Biene, and I gave Van Biene the first round. I said it was close. I gave Van Biene the first round quite comfortably. So it was a close fight. Sorry. The last round is what's going to decide it, and that was a pick-up. That was a pick-up round, mate.
And you know, in fights like this, someone's going to be disappointed when it is that close.
Fighters assemble, please. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, please show your appreciation for both boxers stood in the ring. But ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. They scored about a draw. So let's hear it for both Harry Van Biene and Dave Keet.
You know what, Alan? A lot of people say, no one wants to see a draw in boxing, but sometimes it's just the right decision, mate. And I think that was the one.
I think so.
I edged it to Van Biene. It was a close fight. You could make an argument either way. But I'm not disappointed with a draw there.